Welcome to the Chrissie, Sam and Browny podcast. In Swanee's chair today, our mate Urzila Carlson. Did you have fun?
I sure did, and I learned what Sam does when he's out on a bender, so that's good.
Oh, very loose. One of the things I left out was he likes to put on reruns of the Sydney to Hobart.
Yes, he
each
does.
year, just
To cheer on Wild Oats drunk.
Wild Oats!
I
Wild
told
Oats!
you know these. So I hate that. I hate that event.
Yeah.
But if there was one way I would improve it,
Yeah.
pirate ships,
Amazing.
and just to spice it up a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean yachting, that's a real grassroots thing, isn't it?
Titus O'Reilly was in.
Absolutely. He discussed mad stuff that people have thrown onto soccer pitches.
The big gift, though, seriously, was you being here for a whole 2 hours, Ursula. So we really appreciate that.
Look, I blacked out for the first hour, so technically it's an hour.
Pang's phoner too. Don't miss it. Enjoy
Pang's
the
phone
podcast.
was fantastic. And Urzila Carlson talking footy.
Come on.
She's all
Oh,
over
yeah,
it.
that's the
Yeah.
one. Look out for
Game of
that.
She knows who's coaching North Melbourne.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. No Swan this morning, but in at 6 a.m. Pang.
Morning, Sam Pang.
Good
How are
morning,
you?
Brownie, Dino. Hello, Melbourne.
Yes.
Well, you've gone with it. Is that Days of Thunder?
It just felt right. It's the
did.
Top Gun theme, brother.
Absolutely.
Top Gun.
Yes.
You got Days of Thunder ready on,
I'll find
hand?
it. Of course I'll
you'll
find
find
it,
it
mate.
before 9.
It'll be before 9.
Hey,
How you
good
feeling,
morning.
mate? You feel good? A little bit earlier?
Yes, but I'm, always, I like to, every now and then I pop in 6 till 7.
You do.
But also, what about a treat at 7 o'clock? 7 till 9, Urzila Carlson. With us for the whole 2 hours.
Is she in Australia at the moment? I thought,
I hope so.
tell me we're not hosting down the line.
No.
We're not doing it
Don't
from
be-
New Zealand.
Don't.
In the damn flesh.
New Zealand.
Also, John, since you snapped off a tooth in a Toblerone,
Yeah.
all I can hear is you going
What do you mean you snapped off a tooth
in the
Toblerone?
damn microphone. Something's
I've snapped
happening.
I've snapped off my tooth a couple of days ago. Half my tooth is just gone.
Oh yeah, you know how he dogged us and took the good flavours of Toblerone.
Yeah. Cost him.
Karma.
Exact justice.
The Toblerone Karma bus has crashed through me, and now I've got like a serrated knife on the inside of my mouth.
Mate, seriously, what happened to you?
Oh, no.
You used to be one of the greats.
Yeah,
one
what
of
happened?
the toughest men ever to play the game, and you're brought down by a Toblerone.
Well, I was chewing the nougat, and I
Yeah.
thought,
All right, that's enough, mate.
that's a very, very hard bit of nougat.
Explaining it's not going to make it any worse.
We've all chewed the nougat.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Travel stress can take a hike.
With lots of fully refundable hotels, whatif.com has got you covered.
Just remember, booking cancellation windows apply.
So go ahead and relax and book your next trip with confidence at whatif.com.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
The following program is classified M. It contains adult themes.
Oh.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Uncut.
John.
That's right. Well, Sam hasn't had the great pleasure of being a part of this segment. We do CSB and cut, and things get a little bit raunchy early in the 6 o'clock hour, Sam.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Our callers, our great callers, they jump in and they contribute with some great stories on the back of, various articles or happenings around the world. Tell you what, I found a doozy last night.
What, but are the articles and the topic a little bit blue?
A little bit blue, Sam.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, we take the rule book and set it on fire.
Oh. And then throw it out the window?
Yeah.
Whoa. You feeling comfortable? I want it to be a safe place for you.
I don't know if
I know you get all jittery.
Can I have a safe word?
Okay.
What is it?
Army.
Okay. Army, well, not Army Hammer, but clearly you're alluding to Army Hammer.
Yeah.
And Army's going to be your safe word.
Yeah.
Okay, righto, get it ready. Get it ready when I open with this line. Because the headline, and now I'm just reading the headline. No responsibility here. I'm just reading the headline. Please.
No responsibility. Well, you have pre-read it, so you've decided to put it on air, so it
That's
is your
right.
responsibility.
Parents enjoy non-stop sex and 4 a.m. parties while kids are at camp.
Yes.
No, I'm
Just
still
hold
here.
off.
I'm still
Hold
here.
off. So this a lot happening in New York at the moment, but it's just probably symbolic of what's going on around the world after you come out of lockdown, these harsh lockdowns. The first Monday in June, Christana Hilberg dropped her 10-year-old off at circus camp, her 4-year-old off at day camp, and her 2-year-old off at daycare. Then she headed straight to the sex shop for toys and supplies to spice things up, Sam.
Jeez.
Straight to sexy land.
Yeah, so
Drop the kids off.
Kids are at camp.
Yeah.
All these summer camps going on. Of course, it's that time of the year over there. Their summer. The 32-year-old media manager had big plans. She'd taken the day off from work and intended to stay off email and on her husband, Kurt.
Oh, that's a great line.
It's a great line, isn't it?
Very well written line.
Who wrote this article?
Kurt, you lucky duck.
Great writing.
Some Pulitzer Prize winning author, I think.
I was like, oh my God, yes, I can't wait to be close together. Now, this is a quote. Can't wait to be close together and not worry about making too much noise.
Yes.
It was a day full of rejuvenation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
They made a beeline for the bedroom, drew the curtains, and made up for lost time.
Emails
Hey?
not replied that day.
Not replied.
Here's a problem if you tried to do this, Jonathan.
Yes.
You drop Bam Bam off at summer camp, and then within 24 hours, he set one of the dorms on fire, cutting your sexy time to an end.
Absolutely. The phone would be buzzing off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 15 minutes. Whatever it would have. Been in the Hilux.
Yep.
Rushed out the Tullamarine.
Yeah. At the Sexy Land.
Sexy Land.
Yep.
Into Sexy Land.
Smoked them up.
Hightailed it back. Dukes of Hazzard style. In the door, and then next minute the phone's just roaring.
Yeah.
Just roaring, just bouncing on. Come and pick me up.
Bam Bam stolen an elephant from the zoo.
That's right.
You need to come pick him up.
Bam Bam.
It's just been wild nights. There's wild parties going on. Nita Raymond, she's 48. She's been using summer season to heat up her marriage. Last month, while her 4 and 8-year-olds were at day camp, she and her husband met up at the Beverly Hills Hotel one afternoon for some role play around the pool.
Really? Oh, well, the Beverly Hills Hotel,
Yes.
you know, it's a hotel to the stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the role play, they were picking out like Hollywood stars and who they want to play, and then
Yes,
saunter
they turned
over
up.
by the pool. And
She may have turned up as Marilyn Monroe, and then
He might have.
Well, he might have been John Wayne. Could have walked in the cowboy.
if you walked, I've been to the Beverly Hills Hotel, the pool. If you walked in cowboy boots, you would not. But there'd be a red dot on your head very quickly.
I told him to meet at the pool lounge, and we just pretended we were strangers who were meeting for the first time around the pool.
Whoa! Come on. Now we're on.
Come on.
That is spicy.
Anyway, 13-24-10. I'm excited about this. Sam.
What are you doing?
What did you do while the kids were at school camp?
Oh, yes. No.
This is going to get a bit wild. I
you
can just tell. I can feel it in my waters.
If you want to be anonymous, that's fine. But we want to know the unfiltered actions of what you do without the kids.
Absolutely. And tell you what, a lot riding on this. First class and 50K. A huge trip around the world with 4 of your mates. Plenty of cash to go with it. Sam, give us... Actually, not you, give us a call.
No, I was going to
You're
say,
right there.
I'm here.
13-24-10. Give us a call. What did you do while the kids were at school camp?
Let's go with
Rodney
all right?
Rude, what do you got for us?
Hey, fellas, how are you?
How are you, Rodney? What have you been up to after you dropped the kids at camp, mate?
Well, we're at Sovereign Hill.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Sorry, Rodney, that's a strong start. Continue.
So we're at Sovereign Hill on the cab, and there's a bar there. So the kids go off for dinner. And one of the other days, we go to the bar.
No.
You know, we're going to be 1 or 2 beers, and next thing, like 20 beers later, we're supposed to be there looking after the kids.
Where are the kids at this stage, Rodney?
No, they're there having dinner.
Yep.
But you and your mate are panning for beers.
Yeah, we're at the bar at Sovereign Hill. It doesn't get any better. Night time at Sovereign Hill, beers going down.
Yep.
The old teachers, they weren't too impressed, but the kids were happy.
Right on.
It doesn't get any better.
Rodney.
Than beers at Sovereign
Beers
Hill.
at
I didn't
Sovereign
even
Hill
know
bar.
there was a. I didn't know there was actually a working watering hole up there at Sovereign Hill.
Yeah,
I just
I
thought it
didn't
was.
know
Well, what was the name of the bar, Rodney?
I think it was old time, good time.
Yep. Beautiful.
Old time, good time. Are you feeling safe, Sam? I just want to check in.
I'm pretty safe at the moment, mate. Just Rodney and his mate having a few beers.
Rodney, for being open.
A few beers.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Yep.
How many do you reckon you had, Rod?
Probably about 20.
All right, Rod.
Jesus.
Oh, dear.
Responsible parenting there, Rodney.
Rod, your phone line's a disaster. We're all thinking about you at Sovereign Hill, just cockeyed drunk at the bar, and
What's the
it's
bar called again?
old time, good time, I believe. And Rod, you could win first class and 50K, and also I'm going to send you a double pass to Palace Cinemas, old boy.
That is awesome, just for a few beers.
Yeah, Rod. Yeah.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Swanee not in today. Urzila Carlson will be filling in for her very soon, but right now we're talking footy.
Carlson, by the way, in early. Keen.
Yeah, what the hell?
What the hell? She's here almost before us. Brownie, this is a good opportunity. Sometimes we don't get the intimacy to just talk a bit of footy.
No, we don't.
Now listen, the big story at the moment is the head-high tackling issue, right? And Western Bulldogs coach Luke Beveridge has blasted the AFL. They've changed the guidelines around tackling, and the AFL announced the crackdown on playing for high free kicks. Beveridge says that they've made the change in response to media pressure. Rival coaches Chris Scott and Sam Mitchell did not join Beveridge in criticising the rule change. Jonathan Brown from Fox Footy, a current day pundit. Your thoughts?
Very important to note, Sam, it's not a rule change. It's a re-emphasising of the rule itself.
What does that
What
mean?
is going on?
Well,
what do you mean?
well,
What,
the rules-
so re-emphasise what, for a couple of weeks and then it'll die down?
The AFL sent a memo to all clubs emphasising a directive to umpires to not reward players that duck, drop or shrug into a tackle to draw high contact with a free kick. They would prefer that the umpires call, "Play on!"
Is that right? What a terrible umpire you'd be. So listen,
Is that as good as my soul?
That was good.
I don't want your reading. We want your thoughts. And expert opinion, analysis.
Sam, I've spoken to Brad Scott about this, who's actually in charge of all these things at the AFL. It was he's an old premiership teammate of mine, and former coach of North Melbourne. So well versed, Sam. So he's sat on both sides of the fences. Actually, three sides of the fence.
Yeah.
Player, coach, and now the AFL administrator is in charge of putting all these things in place.
He's an accomplished man. I didn't ask for his resume. I didn't ask for his CV, mate. He's not applying for a job.
No, I think it's a good move. So they need to stamp this out of the game because players, it's becoming a trend again of recent weeks. Most notably from Jack Ginnivan, but there's been other players involved that they're drawing free kicks by leaning into a tackle, ducking, whatever it may be, and it's obviously difficult for the tackler to stay below the shoulders. So the umpires have been instructed to, if in doubt, call play on.
Is it hard? How difficult would it be for an umpire to make that split decision?
Extremely difficult.
Second decision that there's the head at this height. He goes to tackle him. And then by the time the tackle's in, it's below the height, and therefore it's a high. He gets him high, but then it's play on.
That's right. Extremely difficult. So there's two parts to this. I think the one part is it's counterintuitive, really, to if you actually think of the AFL, the emphasis and the focus that's been on knocks to the head and the concussion issue and all these sorts of things. So if we allow this to continue, players are putting themselves in danger by bringing the head down lower where they can get some high hits. But also, too, the big thing, which is really polarising for fans, is it's on the spirit of the game. Our game, we love our game, we love fairness and all those sorts of things, and blokes to play as hard as they possibly can within the rules. But, this is not a part of the game that's attractive to the fans. So if we could stamp that out, I think it's good. And the umpire's not going to get every single one of them right, but I think the AFL's done the right thing here in saying, hey, boys, if you're going to try and draw the free kick, more than likely the umpire's going to call play on, and hopefully it stamps out the trend over the coming weeks.
Should the players have to wear neck braces? Would that help? You can easily identify where the position of the head.
Well, they might have to wear neck braces if you allow the trend to continue.
They should all have to wear them.
Yes.
Hey, the grand final parade. The rumor is that it's going not, through the. Is it Burke Street? You did 3 of them, 4 of them. Is it true? Anyway, it's not through the city.
To go up Collins Street.
There you go. It's not up. It's not in the city. It's not in the CBD. They're saying they could be on boats going up to Yarra.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because I've got a bit of there's a small problem with this. The Yarra's quite wide, I presume, the part through the city. So you're not going to. The great thing about the grand final parade is you feel like you can almost reach out and touch the players, and it's great for the players because the crowds are there. Because I've been involved in 4 of them, Sam.
Oh!
So
in case you didn't know,
it's a great.
Really? How did the last one go?
Not great, but the parade was good because we had a lot of supporters there.
Yeah, nice.
Not many Port Adelaide supporters, but don't worry about the game, Sam.
No, of course not.
That was an adjunct.
The parade is the big one. No one cares about the game. It's all about the parade.
So, quick issue.
Yeah.
down the middle of the Yarra.
Too far away.
Too far away.
What do you want, them water skiing? So that
I think so.
They can slide in close to the bank.
Well, unless you're going to go down one side of the Yarra and do a Yui at the other end as you get to the Docklands, do a Yui and come back down the other side so the fans are closest to you. Yeah, I don't know. It might be just too far away from the players.
I reckon the fans should be stationary, and much like a sushi train, you guys should be on a conveyor belt, going around to say hello to everyone. Your thoughts, John?
On the Yarra or just elsewhere?
Elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Making waves.
Oh, yeah. The last one, North Melbourne and GWS are the two teams that currently don't have a coach for 2023.
Yes. Clarko won't go to GWS. Could you see Alistair Clarkson out in the bright lights of Greater Western Sydney?
Well, it doesn't matter what I see. I'm not a pundit.
I'm just asking you a question.
Well, so
your footy CV's okay.
Alistair Clarkson and Ross Lyons seem to be the men most likely. There's North Melbourne and there's those two are available, and there's two teams available. Do you think they'll just slot in, or will one of the teams go for those AFL assistant coaches that have got the stars on the rise?
I couldn't see Ross Lyon or Alistair Clarkson coaching GWS.
Okay.
I'm very, very confident of that, Sam. However, there's a chance they could be coaching North Melbourne. Absolutely. Now, I'm not sure. Obviously, the pay packet would be a concern for North Melbourne, trying to pay Alistair Clarkson especially, but I wouldn't rule out Ross Lyon. But you can guarantee they'll want an experienced coach. They've gone down the inexperienced coach route the last two times, and it's failed.
Just finish on this. Chris Johnson, another premiership team of yours,
yes.
He said that Gary Lyon should coach the North Melbourne Football Club.
Well, if they want to be run further into the ground, hire Gary Lyon.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. Swan not in today, and we said to her, look, we need a fill-in. Who's going to fill in for you? And she wrote one name on a piece of paper and slid it across the table.
Gary Antonelli?
It's not Cat.
Denise tries
that.
It's
not Urzila Carlson.
To be fair, my name was not the name on that piece of paper, but none of those people could make it. Because then you slid it back, won't do it. And by number name 11, it's like, yeah, I'll do it. I've got nothing on.
International comedian Urzila Carlson, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
How are you?
Yeah, good.
It's great to see you.
So good to be here.
2 hours, but this is not just a little break and then out, and then you're doing the rounds. We've got you till 9.
Yeah, no, I thought, you always wonder how is it going to end? Like, not just life, but how will your career end? You sort of have those questions, those burning questions. And I like to be in control of it, and today's that day.
As in I'm
going to burn it to the ground, and I'm taking you two with me.
I love this. And I'm glad you're in studio too. We're sick of looking at you on a TV screen in quarantine.
Yeah, I know. And the camera adds 10 kilos aside,
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
He's not always there when you call, but he is here right now for a phone topic that will blow your mind.
Hey you, do you want a waterbed? Hey you, do you want a club lock? Call now, 302410 for Sam Payne folder.
Ursh, I just want to give you some context there.
Yeah.
I got told I had to do a call-in once, and I said, okay, cool, let's do this call-in. Do you own a waterbed?
Yeah.
Phones went bananas. Then the other one is, do you own a club lock? There's a lot of do you owns, but do you know what a club lock? Did you have them in New Zealand?
What's that?
It's where in the old days, in you parked your car, you would put a lock.
Oh, a gorilla lock is what we call them.
Right.
Well, New Zealand doesn't have that. South Africa's got heaps. But New Zealand, you go, Gary, back of the car, mate. Yeah.
Normally, radio phoners suck. Like, do you like pineapple on your pizza? This is not that.
Listen.
We can do that in the 8 hour.
Yeah. Thank you. We'll do that again. There's a kind of a theme here, right?
Okay.
This is pretty random. We've done a call-in previously that was, where have you seen Neil Baum? Right. Neil Baum is a football manager for the Richmond Football Club. Yeah. Then we did, where have you seen Andy Marr? I do the front bar with him.
I've seen Andy Marr.
So today's call-in topic, by the way, because you spend a lot of time in Melbourne, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, a sold-out comedy festival runs.
Tell you what.
You're in here every second week doing Have You Been Paying Attention?
Yeah.
And so the phone topic today is, where have you seen Urzila Carlson?
Yes.
So if you bumped into
How
her,
I'm getting
if
cancelled.
you no, you won't. If you bumped into her, because
You don't know where I've been, mate.
I would love it.
That's could go dark. No one take the phone off the hook. This is about...
You're a woman about town. You're a woman about town. People would have bumped into you. Where have you seen her?
I'm a bit concerned, though.
Mate.
She may be unmasked.
Yeah.
Unmasked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen her in the real life. We've seen her in the wild. She can be a little bit cold to a few citizens.
Oh, I was going to say
time.
that. Listen, you have been described as there's a bit of Ellen about you. You know what I mean? You're a bit aloof, mean. There's a bit of not great in the wild, not great with people.
Who said that, Sam?
Me.
You're
Yes.
the only one. Yeah. And it's only because I keep hitting on your missus. That's it. and you and I both know if I knock that off, things will change between us. But I like this kind of
By the
tension
way,
we have.
stop that too. By the way, it's going the wrong way for me. So you know, man, she's
Mate, she's the one that's driving this thing.
All
like
right,
she's
settle
in the
down.
seat.
You're in a safe space, though, because if someone calls up and says, I saw Urs at a clan meeting, you can just say, no, that wasn't me. You can just deny it completely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I know that wouldn't happen because that's not Melbourne.
no.
This radio station is based in Melbourne, not in Perth, so I'm good.
Not in
The fact that you were chairing that clan meeting may be the tipping point. But
A lot of profanities on the golf course I've seen too.
well, that's true. You may. I just think people in our fair city would have bumped into you, and I'm
think
just
so.
curious to see where have you seen Urzila Carlson? Give us a call.
We've got so many prizes, 13 24 10. Call now.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Urzila Carlson is in Swanee's chair today, and the phoner is paying.
Yeah, it's where have you seen Urzila Carlson in this fair city? Because I bump into you all the time. Well, I've seen you out,
You're stalking me.
and by the way, partial to a drink. Not a clean skin over there too. You might have run into a
What's your drink of choice?
gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't remember because I left with the bill last
A lot of
time. But anyway,
a lot of sadness there in the gins.
No,
of
it was the opposite for me. It has the same effect on me that tequila has on most people.
Right, okay.
oh really? You go
rips the
up?
blouse right off, yeah. Yeah.
Let's go to Brunswick East. Heather, where have you seen Urzila Carlson?
Hi there. I was in Auckland, I think it was about April last year, and I went on a boat over to an island. I can't remember the name of the island, and there was lots of wineries there, and Urzila was on the boat on the way home.
What? You're on a boat?
Yeah. Well, it was a ferry between Waiheke, Heather.
Oh, my
I
God.
see she enjoyed those wineries quite a lot.
Wasn't that island where the volcano blew up, was it?
Well, they're all over there, yeah. But no, not Waiheke. But, yeah, I took my kids over to see a thing there.
A cruise? You went on a cruise?
Heather, you weren't one of the people that was involved in that fist fight, were you?
No, I was drunk but well behaved.
Oh.
You know those cruises, right? There's always you only hear about those cruises for two reasons. One is influenza's gone through the or COVID.
Yeah.
Or there's a 60-person all-in brawl because someone a game of bocce went south on the deck.
Yeah.
Heather, how would you describe Urzila's demeanour on said boat?
Pretty much as Sam described, not particularly interested in saying hi to me.
Oh, you were involved in the brawl, Heather.
Yes. Touch aloof. I told you. You're not approachable. People love you on stage, but they're too scared to come up
I
here.
want to set the scene here because I feel like Heather hasn't. Our ferry was delayed by about 2 hours because drunk people from the wineries were in massive fist fights in front of the ferry, and the ferry and the police came. They wouldn't let us on the ferry until they had cleared up the fight. And then a lot of ladies had that wine flu, that makes you cry because you get all that sadness. that gin brings
wine flu.
The wine flu, it makes you real sad. And then, so there was a lot of that going on. And I had my 2 kids that I had just taken to a gallery on the island, so, yeah.
It's hard to be. It's hard to be personable.
No, it doesn't sound like Heather. Obviously, I'm going to assume a fan, but just didn't feel
Very much so, yeah.
very big fan, but didn't bring it. You didn't make her feel welcome. Didn't make her feel come and say hello.
Next time, Heather, come and kiss me on the mouth.
Heather, for shining a light on this showbiz arsehole. You've got a Mansfield balloon flight for 2 people. Book a global ballooning Mansfield balloon sunrise or afternoon flight. Go to globalballooning.com.au. All right.
Go sober so you don't fall out, Heather.
This is going pretty well, Urs. Let's go to...
one of the greats. One of the greats.
Let's go to Jared.
Yeah, look, I had to pay to see Urzila, so I took my COVID savings, saved up, and went and bought tickets to her show at Bunjil Place.
At where?
Bunjil Place at Fountain Gate Shopping Centre. Bit regional, but big nice venue.
Yeah, it was lovely.
What were you
wasn't it?
doing out in the food court, were you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, look, I mean, you know, because unlike Sam, I don't just want to go play the palais.
Yeah.
I'm here for the little people.
That's right.
I am happy to go regional. I'm happy to travel out of the popular spots, out away from the 3,000-seaters, and go and do an 800-seater and Bunjil Place. Look, to be fair, I didn't know where that was. I did ask for some help. Like, as soon as I got there, I'm like, where am I?
Can you tell these two about when you came out, you did a show at Nunawading?
Where's that?
That's you told me. You said I did it. You came out on the stage.
Narra Warren.
Narra Warren, sorry.
Narra Warren.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I walked out and I was like, because I thought when they booked it,
Narra Warren's a beautiful place.
It was miles and miles. Like, I thought I was going to be in the car for hours.
Yeah.
So I packed snacks, packed the waters, got in the car, and then we were there. And I'm like, why am I here? Like, this is a suburb of Melbourne. Like,
You told me you walked out on stage and you said, "Where am I?"
yeah, well, not as polite as that.
No,
I
of
went,
course not.
Where am I? Where are you? And why are we here?
You need the gorilla lock out there.
Jared, one thing I know you went and saw her. Did you actually feel comfortable going up and saying hello, Jared?
No, not at all. She has this air of "don't talk to me" that tends to follow her around.
Mate,
an air of "don't talk to me."
Yeah.
You should
it's
just have that
COVID
t-shirt.
times, Jared. I was keeping both of us safe.
Oh, yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
done.
Jared.
For your safety. You're a young man.
6 bottles of wine from Zonzo Estate. Enjoy authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect drop at Zonzo Estate in the heart of the Yarra Valley. Thank you very
You
much.
should knock those 6 bottles over and then go on a cruise.
Love your work.
Good on you.
I feel I should at least get a few of those bottles of wine too. I mean, I was just as part of that story as Jared was.
Jared, of the 6, how many will you give to Urzila?
Oh, probably none.
Okay, cool.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
It's time to get classy.
Titus O'Reilly.
Hot.
He talks about football. Mostly on Twitter.
280 characters.
And on this show as well.
Yes.
Oh, can I just say, your phoner, I feel for you doing that, because the idea of people ringing in and saying where you've been seen terrifies me.
Yeah, well, it should, by the way.
Well, do you know I live not far from Clifton Hill, and there's a McDonald's at Clifton Hill. And there's a drive-through, and next to the drive-through of this McDonald's is a brothel.
Yeah, Scarlet Lady.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So the idea of being seen there, that could really... people are giving thumbs up in the producer's boxes to
Was
that.
that too quick?
Yeah, you rolled out Scarlet Lady very quick.
Yeah.
But don't you worry, I get worried I'll be spotted there because I'm meant to be on a diet. How dare you at Macca's? It's all right, I was at the Scarlet. I didn't go to Macca's, I promise. I was
burning calories elsewhere.
In my defence, if you've been to that drive,
Everyone knows
the Clifton Hill McDonald's drive-through is a famous one because it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then as you go through, it's next to the driveway.
But you always say how much you hate McDonald's. So what are you doing there?
Interesting.
Oh, he's never been
Anyway,
to the
Titus, how's your week been, mate? What else you got?
That was quick. You did know the name very quick.
Yeah, I used to
What's
play
what's the code name on the front door, Sam?
Yeah.
John Brown.
Sam Banks sent me.
What do you got for us?
Now, this week the AFL So the AFL are known for changing the rules mid-season, aren't they, Brownie? They always tweak it.
Tweaks.
So they've tweaked it this week because players are ducking into tackles to get a free kick.
This is good for you to have this explained.
This is, what people... So these players, they've tried to protect the head for concussion, but these players are ducking in to get a free kick, which... is I just think natural selection. Why are we trying to stop them doing it?
I'm with you.
But the AFL get in a lot of trouble because they tweak the rules. But in fairness, and you played for a long time, Brownie, you players don't to the next season to start abusing the rules.
No, we don't.
It's not like it's an organised thing where the AFL can wait.
Coaches, because coaches pick up on trends throughout the season and they start directing the players throughout the season of training. So, look, we've noticed this is starting to happen. So, if you get into this situation, maybe look to do this as an option to draw a free kick. And that's what ends up happening. So, the AFL's always got to try and stay ahead of the play.
And you can't predict what players are going to do.
No.
Because laws have had to be and rules have had to be brought in. Like, for instance, our favourite one, you won't probably not know this, but AFL's the only sport where the players have set a dwarf on fire.
What?
Yeah, they really did. So you can't predict that's a rule you're going to have to bring in.
Wait, you don't just like an actual human...
Yeah, so...
But hold on.
I thought it's like a little car or something that's a brand or
It wasn't during a game. We should clarify that. It wasn't people rolled up to the MCG
party.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And they did it, and he was an entertainer, and they lit
Apparently
him
it
with
was
a
funny,
lighter.
though.
And they anyway. They said.
Here we go.
Hey, I said apparently.
Yeah,
I didn't
you
say.
did,
It wasn't my footy club.
Well, the amazing. So they had to bring in a law against that. They had to come out and apologise, and they had to point out that it's not about stature. You just shouldn't set people on fire. That's just something that you shouldn't do. And the thing is about that one that was one of my favourite is. When the entertainer, he complained about it, he said, the real tragedy here is I had a gig next week where I was going to be dressed as a gorilla and chase a stripper dressed as a banana around a party.
So he didn't get to do that.
He did. It's a terrible thing.
What a shame.
So the thing about
they change the rules all the time. This one just seems to. I thought that there's the rule in place. You're not allowed to duck. If you duck, then it's.
They can't change. Well, they don't. Very rarely they change the rule in season. So this is just a re-emphasising of the current rule.
Okay.
But how many times do they do that? Because you played for a long time. They did that every year, didn't they?
Yeah, they do, absolutely. With a rule, more often than not, there'll be a re-emphasising of a particular rule just to make sure it's not becoming an ugly trend in the game. And obviously for two reasons. One, you want to protect the players from getting their heads knocked off or neck damage or concussions. And the other thing is it's the spirit of the game. We don't like seeing those things.
Did you duck? You got hit in the head a lot.
I got hit in the head a couple of times. Yeah, he would have played for a free kick. Absolutely, he would have.
Is that because you were scared?
Yeah, I was.
I'm just you're a little bit scared.
Titus, is this the only sport in the world where the rules are ever changing and morphing?
Well, you'd say in soccer they haven't changed in almost their entire history.
Yeah, but they take ducks all the time.
Yeah,
but would you say in your experience? Would you say in your experience with the soccer? That the actual players diving or faking getting kicked in the legs or faking the injuries, that would have started as a trend like this, ducking the head, and then the authorities didn't jump onto it straight away, and obviously now it's so out of control that it's part of the game.
Well, this happened this week, which is one of my favourite, is in the Argentinian league. One of the players, Leandro Fernandez, you'd be familiar with his work. He went down and had to get carried off on a stretcher because someone in the crowd threw a fish at him.
That's the ultimate insult,
I've got
isn't
the
it?
footage. I'll share it with the producer.
So it's someone threw a fish at him and hit him
in the head.
And he went down.
And he went off on the stretcher.
You could be allergic to fish. We don't know. We don't know.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
2 degrees. What the hell? It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Titus O'Reilly's here in
dramatic weather presentation.
It's hot in here, though, don't it?
Yes, because Urzila's here, Titus is here. We've got a full house.
The warmth of friendship and company.
Just before Kate Bush,
Brandy.
Titus revealed that in Argentina soccer game, someone threw a fish at a player.
Yeah, and this has happened a bit. You remember when they put a live pig on the field in the SCG when Tony Lockett was playing?
This?
No.
They smuggled a piglet in. And released it on the ground. It took them about 10 minutes to catch.
Players were chasing this pig around the ground years ago. Well, we interviewed the guy the other day on our show Best on Ground Saturday night, the guy that actually smuggled the pig in. He's a St Kilda supporter. Smuggled it through security, through the gates, and then it had a big bag.
And a player had to tackle it. One of the players tackled
Did you
it.
ask him why?
He was working with a team. It was a fitness thing. Like, trying to get their fitness up.
That's right.
It was an ad for the pork industry. The Detroit Red Wings fans, there's lots of this, that they throw octopuses.
No.
Yeah, so they bring octopuses.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Octopi is the thing.
Let's get it right. If you're going to assault the athlete.
Pardon me, Professor.
In one game, they threw 36 octopi onto the ring, and that
Why
stopped
do they
the
do
game.
that?
Because it used to be in ice hockey to win the Stanley Cup, you had to win 8 games and the 8 legs. Let's be honest, it's a tenuous link.
Yeah.
I just think someone wanted to throw an octopus on the thing.
Whatever was handy, but I mean, you can still smuggle a pig in. People go, "What's that sound?" But there's a lot of noise at a game. Yeah. But how do you smuggle in octopus? Like the smell alone.
Oh, I know.
What
Thermos. In a thermos, Urzila, quite easily.
Oh.
So, if you want to know how to smuggle anything in anywhere, talk to Dino. It's a lot. It's just as Sam is quick on the names of brothels in
Now, I
Melbourne.
presume they're not alive, are they? The octopuses?
No,
they're not crawling around this.
But there was another one. There was another sport. I forget what it was. That they were smuggling in live sea bass and throwing.
Really?
Yeah. And there was all this stuff about how it actually did. There's other ones. Dead rats got thrown onto Copenhagen players, and they had to move them with their feet to take the corner kick, which is great. Oh. My one of my favourite, Inter Milan were playing, and their fans threw a scooter that was on fire.
Really?
That is commitment.
Onto the pitch.
But that's teamwork. You're not throwing a scooter by yourself.
That's right.
Actually, on scooters, we went to 9 to 5, the musical, the other night. Me and my wife, and we
That's
met
love.
It's love, absolutely. We went and we met her there, and Dino went as well with his date for the night. And how'd you get there, Dino?
Oh, hang on.
I got one of those e-scooters. I love them so much.
Who was your date? We've blown through the key bit.
No, it's just a friend. John's being a knob, but I scooted there. I scooted to the show, and then I was on a high at the end of it.
Well, we were excited, weren't we? We were walking out.
Yeah.
And we just kept walking and walking, and then me and Carlos went to the car, said goodbye, Dino and his date.
This was on Thursday, and then on Sunday I went to scoot to the MCG for the Eagles game and realised that my scooter had been outside the arts centre since Thursday, and someone had certainly stolen it.
Well, it wasn't a hired one, it was a real one.
I got a proper one, man.
No, it's the one he owned. He completely forgot that he got to the arts centre on a scooter, on his own scooter, and realised 3 days later.
Gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah, my second scooter gone.
You've lost another one before this?
Yes. I didn't lock it properly, Axon.
There's just a lot of
How many?
This is who I work with.
How did you lose the first one?
I didn't lock it properly outside Cinema Nova, and they just slid it out of the lock. It's bleeding me money, this scooter thing.
You need roller skates, bro.
Old school.
I don't think this is for you.
No, I don't either. But
I was going
anyway,
to say, when you're on your third scooter, that's when that might be the time to go, okay.
I'll get one more, and if that goes wrong,
is it
never
time
again.
to get you a scooter sponsorship?
Is that what you're after?
It is.
I'd love that.
It's sort of a way of giving away scooters too.
Imagine the person that stole the scooter. I know you want to move on to
Yes,
that,
But we're just loving this.
imagine the person that stole the scooter, because it was locked up out the front of the art centre. That person would have been scoping it out for a couple of days.
4 days they had.
4 days.
To circle it like a shark. Because this is a big lock on it, Urs. They've gone to some effort, these sons of bitches.
And it just never occurred.
I just forgot, man.
Mate, listen, you know how Dustin Martin left his car in the car park at the MCG for about 6 months
After the grand final.
You've rolled the dice and you left your scooter there for 4 days and it hasn't survived.
It can happen to anyone, and I'm going to get one more, and if that goes, then it's not for me. Back to you, idiots.
Oh, well, the last one, this is my favourite one that's ever been thrown onto a field by anyone. This was it once again in the Argentinian soccer. All these things started being thrown out when there was a bit of a brawl happening. Bottles, cans, and then a wheelbarrow comes sailing over them.
Who's working security at this guy? No one sees you walking with a wheelbarrow.
That's right. That's just the great.
It's unbelievable. You think about that, isn't it? If you think about security in stadiums all over the world, right? There's wheelbarrows going in, there's pigs, there's octopi. Mate, and I can't get a hip flask into the MCG. Do you know what I mean? Like they really.
You just need to show up drunk like the rest of us.
I should
Good luck to your D's on the weekend. You got the doggies. Also, Sports Bazaar. What an amazing
Sports
podcast.
Bazaar, the podcast
Oh, yes,
with
our
Nick.
new podcast with Malloy. Yeah, it's going very well. Wherever you get your podcasts, go
Funny.
get it.
I listened to it the other day. It's like reading Titus's books. It's got great content.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Except Mick stays awake just.
Yes.
Good luck at the Scarlet Lady.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Yes, Swanee with a well-deserved day off and in Swan's chair.
Ursh.
Yeah?
And good morning, Brownie.
Good morning, Samuel.
Urzila
Morning,
Carlson.
Yes.
Why have you told Dino that that's going to be the song that you'd like to be introduced to at the top of an hour?
Because that is my walkout song. If you ever come to my stand-up show, Sam, you'd know. That is my walk-on song when I walk out at my gigs.
That one.
Yeah.
And why is that? Why is that?
I like it.
That's
I like
it.
it. Yeah.
Do you
Not one of your
strut?
better anecdotes, by the way.
Do you strut out? Do you sort of dance
Oh yeah,
out?
you strut.
Yeah. You know, I'm a strutter. Yeah.
Are you going to have a walkout song, Sam? Because when you'll be out there with Marty Sheargold, Lawrence Mooney and Mick Malloy.
Who came up with
At the
that
end of the
poster,
year.
by the way?
That's why
I've seen the poster and I was like, oh, that's a call and a half. Who made? Did you boys get together and go, let's go buy some outfits and off you go to bar?
Yes,
Why are you
that's right.
picking
Did you
on
get
me?
like a 4-for-1 special? Did you just ring up and go, can you send over the dad pack?
It's all the same. It's all the same suit. We did it individually. Just said, we could only afford one
Are
suit.
you Rat Pack tryouts?
No, it's not. That was just that we thought it'd be silly. It's ridiculous.
You know, I looked at
What?
that, I go, they thought this would be sexy.
They did.
They
absolutely
that
did.
Screamed,
Whose
"We're
house
all
did
but
you first
sexy."
get dressed up in that gear at? Whose
What?
house? Did you all go to Mickey's place or
Yeah.
Marty's place?
One of mixed places. No, I can't remember. No, it was not. That's going to cost you, by the way. I've still got an hour with you, and that's going to cost you.
Google the comedian's poster and tell us they're not trying to look sexy.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie on Over 100. We're thrilled to have Urzila Carlson in Swanee's chair this morning.
Are you enjoying radio?
I am. I'm loving it, and I'm loving chatting to you boys.
How good, Brandon, to have it for the whole 2 hours. And not,
Lucky.
So you don't do radio in New Zealand, do you?
No, because I've got hopes and dreams. But, no, I love touring. You know, stand-up is my buzz.
do.
Like, everything I do feeds the stand-up. Like, that's my number one love.
How many
And,
gigs would you do a year? Oh, a typical year, obviously out of COVID.
Say 300.
Really?
300
Whoa.
plus, yeah.
You must love it.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much. And now, Sam, you're coming over to my side. You're going to do the stand-up tour. And, I mean, hats off to you. Actually found some of your stand-up here. On YouTube, I think.
Bang!
Oh, yeah.
It's on YouTube, is it?
That was at the Grandview last Tuesday night.
Any more hidden audio
Wow.
from Peggy's
I
stand-up?
think-
Hey, hold on.
Can you see it? Because I think I found some on TikTok.
All right.
Yeah.
Bang!
Yeah.
Hold on, I just want to make sure you've planned this, bro. You've planned this.
This
That was it.
is it. Look, I mean, mate, I spent hours trawling the internet for stuff. I found nudes of you from
Yes.
years ago,
Yes.
but I could not find any stand-up. Now, normally, when you go on a stand-up tour, you use some clips from previous stand-ups, and you're like, hey, this is what I'm doing.
Like a showreel.
If you have no stand-up clips to play or whatever, you're usually going to play an 80-seater somewhere in the city, right? Not you. You're starting at the Palais. What's that, 3,000 seats?
I think it's about 2,500.
Is it? I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm just saying, I look forward to...
What are you doing?
Filming that?
What are you doing? What are you supposed to be?
No, I'm just
Is this
like-
this is you supporting me?
No, definitely
No, it's not.
I saw that post and I'm like, you boys need someone to open for you.
We're not getting
Or
you to
just
open, by the way.
Oh.
No, you couldn't
way.
afford me.
I absolutely. that was my thing. What's the biggest venue you've ever done?
ICC in Sydney, 6,000.
Jesus.
But that's how many seats. How many people were in it?
About 7,000. They were sitting on the
7,000.
It was a health and safety issue.
And that was on her own as well.
Yeah.
She didn't
I
have
know
3
that.
co-stars holding her hand.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I probably should have done 2 because it sold out so quickly.
And Can I
Go.
You do 300 gigs a year.
Yeah.
If you have a real shit one and you're real flat,
Yeah.
you just...
Wait, sorry, what's that?
What do you mean?
Oh, no, Sam, answer that.
Brett, go back to the early days when you
Yes.
bombed. Remember,
Okay.
try to remember.
I think people still bomb, yeah.
How do you deal with that?
You just knuckle through. Be honest with the crowd. Like, okay, you're asking for a friend, are you?
Yeah, I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, asking for a friend.
An anonymous friend.
What is wrong with anonymous friend?
Wait, I'm helping.
Let
Just
me
getting...
say, yeah, no, I mean, to your friend, should your friend go out on stage and it's a bit tough.
Should you?
know?
No, it will happen.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, after 2 minutes, the novelty of being, on telly and that, yeah, it's going to wear off. But then just be honest. Be honest with them and say, look, I'm new to this. People are supportive of, rookies, generally.
Ooh.
Like, I don't know why I'm looking at you directly, Sam. I'm just saying, and then maybe tell a little story about something cute. Like, if you can't go funny, hit cute. That's also...
Should I tell my friend to get loaded, a little bit tipsy before going on, or dumb idea?
Is there a sweet spot of drinks before you go on? Like a game of pool, you need to have, maybe 4 or 5 drinks, but not too many.
I'd say don't go more than 3 because your friend has an issue with a red wine. Like, the minute your top lip starts looking like you've got lipstick on it, you've gone too far.
What is it? There are segment 6, and have you been paying attention when I look at it and going, can you see red wine teeth there, by the way? Because we've been recording this the whole
That's
show.
That's why you can never win on that show, because the last 2 segments on that show, you're off your tits. You look like someone's mother-in-law from the 80s. It's just wine.
All right, listen, we've got to get to a song, all right? We've got to keep moving.
On the tits.
By the way, the comedians completely sold out yet, or is there like one seat left? Do you know?
No, I don't. I genuinely
Why are
don't.
you going to scooter in?
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Gardner, is it 3 degrees yet?
Still 2.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100 with added Urzila Carlson in Swanee's share. We're very lucky to have her.
We are very, very lucky. We know, you're very hard to get. And
I tell you guys in the breaks that the whole time, how lucky you are.
and I know that, you and I have worked together for a while. Brownie, of course, you've played golf with Brownie.
I have.
But you may not be as aware of the young man who runs the show, Dino.
Mm-hmm.
And
we've met.
Yeah, you've met, but
Love
I don't know if you have full appreciation of the talent that this man has. Like, sometimes people in that position, it's just, time, temperature. Hey, here's a song. Not this man.
I'm the most dangerous boy in radio.
Wow. Okay.
So, for instance, an example of that is we were interviewing Nigella Lawson
a couple of years back. Yeah.
And I just wanted to give you an example of the spicy pistol that you're working with over there, right? He's a loose cannon. You never know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So we were having a chat with Nigella. It was going okay.
Yeah. I love Nigella.
So do we.
Yeah.
She may not have enjoyed us as much after Dino's question.
Home cooking is more about finding ways to communicate with people than to impress them.
Hey, Nigella, have you ever cooked with weed?
No.
Okay, sure.
No.
Hey, I rolled the dice and a 0 came up.
Yeah, but Dino, it's not your fault. You should have said, have you ever baked?
Hey!
You just got the terminology wrong.
Some tropical stuff. It's interesting though, because I'm pretty sure on the run sheet before there was a specific direction.
Yes, that's right.
Not to refer to a little incident with.
That was a different substance.
Oh,
we were told to stay away from that. From illicits. And then he just bulldozes in with that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big difference between, talcum powder and oregano.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How about some tropical stuff?
What's that?
What's tropical stuff?
Yeah, what's that?
I'll tell you what tropical stuff is. Time now for a sense of the day. I'm just going to give you a sense of the day.
I've still got 40 minutes of this.
How are you feeling?
Can someone give my manager?
How's your career going, Urs?
You know what? I think it's important to admit when you make mistakes.
Yeah, that's okay.
If your manager's listening to this, she'll be hanging from a fan right now, by the way.
I'd rather be standing outside for 40 minutes and 2 degrees.
Thursday, July 21. That's the date. But this is
today.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know it's gotten
Might
away
be
from.
pregnant.
This is some news of the day. This is what's going on. Fragments of the foot and mouth disease have been detected in a Melbourne CBD supermarket.
Really?
Oh.
When did you fly in?
I don't want to. I can't comment.
I feel like I've got it at the moment. I've chipped half a tooth off eating Toblerone.
Oh, no.
And now it's cutting into my tongue, so I sound a little bit funny, but
Carlson.
it might be foot and
The
mouth.
Toblerone or the tooth? Because if there's still Toblerone in there, I'm coming in.
Well, I thought it was...
You and I are going to really
How
get
good's
to know each other.
Toblerone?
So good.
Yeah, but
you know when people say those big ones are too big, no, they're not.
No.
It's like a thing of testing your strength,
Yes.
your willpower, because you are going to power through it. Like you normally the little ones you can just push into, and we'll get back to your hand, foot, and mouth,
That's
Sam.
right.
But you can normally just push the little triangles in, but the big ones you have to pull back, and you go, you've got that sense, and then you're just sitting on the couch with 2 hands like a baby. You feel like a baby because you can hold that triangle.
You do. And that's how I got injured. It was on the big one. It was on the big Toblerone.
Well,
and,
the little one would look silly in your
it
hand.
would look ridiculous, like
and
a
it looked
keyring.
like I thought I was chewing hard nougat, and then I realised it was half my tooth.
Listen, I just want to point this out, and I say you're one of the toughest men ever to play the game, and you've been brought down by a block of Toblerone.
No, but if I can, and I didn't think I would ever say this to you, Brownie, but you got to suck it, mate. You got to suck it soft.
Yeah, you've come in too hard and tried to chomp down on it.
I have to jump the fence and change my technique.
All right,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
exactly.
right.
Change your technique when it comes to Toblerone. Anyway, that's good to know. Foot and mouth disease is in Melbourne. Keep an eye on that. North Melbourne, here, back to you, Brownie. Okay. North Melbourne, apparently, in the box seat to land Alistair Clarkson. They've gone all in.
Who told you that?
What? No, apparently, Alistair Clarkson is seeking $1.6 million a year on his contract, which would blow the current
well, there's a soft cap in place.
That's what I'm getting for this morning's bid.
Yes. I want to see that up front, by the way, on this joint. Well, do you think it would be a good fit? You're a current day pundit. Don't save it for Fox Footy. Give it to us.
It'd be fairy tale. It'd be romantic.
Why would it be a
story,
fairy tale?
Because he's a former North Melbourne player. And there's not a lot of options out there. Last year there was Carlton and Collingwood in the mix. Yeah, he may have hung out for Essendon, but that's off the table. So North Melbourne to me looks like the only one, and they may be able to get him back. I think they've got some good young talent there. Clearly they're not going to move to relocate to Tasmania, so it might be a thing.
Look at you nodding there politely. Well done.
Yes, nothing.
No, but it's one of those that's going too hard. There's some talented players. There's always... I can do exactly what he just did without knowing any...
All right, hold on. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Brownie thinks Alistair Clarkson would be a good fit.
Yeah.
Do you think that Ross Lyon would be a better fit for North Melbourne Urge?
Look, I think when you're talking about North Melbourne, you're talking about guys looking for opportunities.
Yeah.
There's always room to grow.
Yeah.
They're already strong, but who can't get stronger at this point? So, they fit, they're healthy, they're fast, but also it's about the mental capability, and he brings that.
I love that.
If Ross Lyon brings that. That is amazing.
I love that. Said that North Melbourne were already strong. They've got the worst record in 40 years.
That's where you let yourself.
Yeah, I was talking mentally strong. It's not all about the scoreboard, mate.
Hey, mate, direct your footy questions at her.
Mate,
it's more interesting.
Do your segment. That was very good.
Thank you. See, I could be on a podcast for sport and that.
Absolutely. Come on out. We've got Brownie's podcast later on today. You can come on our show.
Dino, an eerie pink light rippled across the night sky in Mildura on Tuesday night, all thanks to a cannabis farm.
Yes. See, what happened is this is where they grow the medicinal stuff, apparently.
Yes.
And now that the days are getting shorter and there's less daylight, they got this sexy purple haze that makes the plants grow. Oh. And everyone thought it was damn aliens. But no, it was just a humble marijuana plant flourishing.
I cleaned up the garden yesterday, Dino, and I've got some plants there that are unusual that I haven't seen in the garden before.
Are my booby traps still up around me?
You were around my place about 2 months ago.
All good.
It's just interesting.
Brownie, you were talking about how many streaming services you're currently...
I'm paying about $100,000 a year in streaming services. I don't know I am. I just got told by the bookkeeper the other day.
You love that he's got a bookkeeper. That's real, by the way. Netflix.
Well, it's the bookkeeper from the Untouchables.
Netflix is still one of yours, isn't it? Seems as like that was
I think so.
You wouldn't even know, would you?
It's either mine or my family members.
Netflix lost almost 1 million subscribers between April and July, Ursh.
Yeah.
Don't you have a Netflix special?
I
That's
sure
probably
do.
the reason, by the way. They're just dropping like flies.
Yeah. It's called The Clean Out.
They've lost members for 2 quarters in a row, but the drop was smaller than it was feared, apparently. Stranger Things is on that, isn't it?
Yep. I think so. I think they're going to cut back to on how much you can pass, or how many... what is it?
Logins.
How many logins you got?
There's going to be a fee for sharing passwords.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, because at the moment it's like you go, say Melbourne University. Do you have a university here? You do. You've got a few.
Do you have a
Okay, you've got
university?
Victoria and Monash and whatever. But say the whole
Monash!
What
really?
is that?
Come on!
Listen, be better. It's not Beaumaris, it's Beaumaris, and it's not Monash. Monash is unbelievable. Monash.
What is Monash? It sounds
Oh,
like
listen.
something, that little moustache you try and grow every now and again. That's a Monash.
You're one step away from calling it Melbourne, aren't you?
We're not that fancy.
Just be
it's not
careful.
Monash.
I'll finish with this.
But that whole university's got one login for Netflix.
This is a good headline.
Yeah.
A Mexican beauty queen led cops on a 9-month global chase over a $1.7 million wine heist at a Michelin restaurant.
Really?
Mate, I'm all. There's
Like
a
that.
Netflix. There's a
I'm in there.
Netflix show you should. So, police trailed the woman and her male accomplice across Europe before they were detained by Croatian border guards in an international police operation. They stole 45 bottles of wine worth nearly $1.7 million from the Michelin star restaurant in Spain last
Really?
year, and they've been on the run since.
What'd you say? 45 bottles?
45 bottles of wine.
That's all for 1.7.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like your cellar at home, by the way. So, anyway, I think you're up to date.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100 in Swanee Shed today, Urzila Carlson, and one of the great curtain lifts is about to occur involving Sam Pang.
This has got classic radio stitch-up.
No stitch-ups. This is just an inside. We like to lift the curtain because we are out in the wild a lot. We are very close mates, and last Friday we got to have our Christmas in July party for Nova here, Ursh, after first function for about 3.5 years. So it was exciting, wasn't it?
Everyone was up and about. It was good to be out again.
It was good. It was a catch-up and like a meet and greet, because some of the sales girls that we'd either never met because they just come on during the COVID period, or we couldn't remember their names from pre-COVID. So it was great, We had a great time.
Full disclosure, Urge, I don't want to derail this, but full disclosure. And I said this, I may have asked for the music to be turned down at one point.
Of course you did.
It was a bit loud. I was just a bit loud.
But afterwards, that's where the night started to really light up. Back to Joel Creasy's place for the after party.
And also, Pangy's got 3 nights a year where he fully launches.
He fully
that means
launches,
no time cap. He's just out.
Yeah, gloves were off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gloves were off. So he was putting on a real show. And one of his party shows is to cook the eggs. He gets into the kitchen at an after party and he put on a show, and he did that on Friday night. Now, I wasn't here to witness this. I went
People
home,
are hungry.
And he decided to start cooking up.
Just think classic American house party. There's people littered everywhere. And just pan across. So you got people dancing in the lounge room. You pan across to the kitchen. You hear this song. And pang on the pans. 2 arms going. Just cooking up omelettes. 3 a.m. in the morning.
That was
Cooking up for everyone.
At Chris's house.
Creasy's house,
Creasy's.
Were you fried eggs, omelettes, scrambled eggs?
I went with an omelette because I thought that would be in terms of a communal dish. You can cut off pieces of the omelette and hand them out.
Wait.
Yeah.
This is insanity.
Yeah.
When you're drunk, and Uber still goes. Like, the Uber Eats is still around. There's Deliveroo. I'm not, there's so many things that can deliver. And especially when you're drunk, time is not an issue. If they say, well, they'll deliver in 40 minutes, who cares? You're halfway through a bottle of red, and then there's someone at the door, and there's food. That's way
I'll
better
just
than
correct
an
you there.
omelette.
Halfway through his 3rd bottle of red.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was trying to, he's a family man. They don't like him, but he's still in the family.
Cigarette in mouth. How many eggs you want? He's asking.
Yeah.
You want some goat cheese? I'll put some goat cheese.
Did he have his shirt on?
No.
Because he loves taking his shirt off.
Why do you think he says some bloke working in a diner in the Midwest? What's wrong with you?
With the tea towel over
over
the
the
shoulder.
top.
So we've established this soon. So it is one of his party tricks. Not the first time he's done that, Ursh.
Can I defend myself? Very popular result, by the way.
Very popular result.
I bet. Was there a lot of ladies at this?
Yeah, not as many as I would have liked.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Tell you what else, I've got some more of his party tricks. I'm going to lift the curtain here. Some other go-tos, just to sort of entertain the crowd. Ursh, when he's up and about and having one of these 3 late nights for the year, he asks all the young people if they'll teach him Lizzo's latest TikTok dance.
But he calls it playing TikTok, like we're playing in a sand.
Let's play TikTok together.
Yeah.
Love that, don't you?
What am I supposed to do here? What have you? I know you've put a lot of time and effort into this.
Let's enjoy the ride.
He also loves hitting the D floor for some of his favourite dance songs and dance moves, including... He does a good Macarena.
Come on, Devin.
He loves it.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah, right.
When you're sick of Macarena, he goes to this one.
Gangnam Style.
This is an anthem. I think we can all agree.
We might be stereotyping him a little bit here.
No, he's one of the greats, Si.
And, of course, Todd Carney's bubbler.
You want to explain
What am I listening to here?
explain to Ursh what bubbling is?
What is bubbling? Well, no, the kids are in the car. My kids are in the car, so probably not.
I'd encourage everyone to Google bubbling.
I would not.
I tell you
not
what,
on a work computer.
Tell you what is some of these. Let's say a rugby. You know those Mad Mondays we're talking about. Yeah, a rugby league player got a little bit out of control.
No, I won't hear of it. I just won't hear of
On
it.
his Mad Monday after about 1,500 drinks. I tell you another of his go-tos. If someone's vaping, he'll ask them when's the last time they had COVID. And if the numbers stack up, he'll take a puff from their vape.
Seems to be a responsible thing to do, Ursh, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love that you always smell vaguely of strawberries and cinnamon.
For example, if I don't vape, but if I was and I had it, you go, when's the last time you had COVID? If I said 4 months, the numbers aren't stacking up for me.
Yeah.
But if they're in like a nice immunity period,
3 weeks ago, oh bang, he's all over that cherry vape. He's just sucking it up.
All right, settle down over there.
I tell you what else he likes to do. He's got gears, this man. He likes to dress up as Pauline Hanson, an impersonator.
Please explain.
He does.
And this is his favourite line.
This is for the girls, this one. Please explain.
You remember that? Remember you did that the other night?
You don't remember this?
What? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, well, that's a go-to, I carry a red wig, and I start not finishing sentences and not making any sense at all, and I get quite racist towards the end. So perfect.
Yeah, you're guilty of that.
The last party trick, though, is by far my favourite, and this is without a lie, 100% accurate.
This is what happens. You know, this happens, Urs.
Yeah.
After the right amount of drinks, he'll give you all his money in his wallet.
This is not a lie.
That is not a lie.
You're just going to take it. Whatever's in it.
No, well.
How much was he splashing out the other night?
I don't.
You cannot in a room where anyone calls anything a D floor, okay?
Yeah.
At Joe Chrissie's house, be making food and dishing out money. It sends the wrong signal, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I needed to speak to you on Saturday morning then. I needed to speak to you before this whole night.
There you go, Sam. There's the party tricks. There's the lifting of the curtain, Nurse.
Chrissie, Sam and Browny.
Urzila Carlson, do you feel the love for you in the studio? We really appreciate you filling in for something.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel it. You know, I had breakfast and half a decent coffee. It's been good.
Yes.
It's been good. But you know where it's better? In New Zealand.
Well done.
This is not a tourist picture.
Look, I just feel like, you see, our Prime Minister, Jacinda, who she travels all over the world. She promotes New Zealand, and I feel like I should do the same. Like, I'm very much like her. I'm a young woman in my prime. Okay, I'm menopausal and I'm angry, but still.
Who's from South Africa?
Yeah, but I have the passport, and if it wasn't for Jacinda, I probably wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Not that she took the 50, but I'm saying, you know, I went through the right channels, but I just think I should promote New Zealand. I should go, because I can't move to Australia. I want to move to Australia, but I can't because I've got little kids, you know, and they're in school and stuff. And
Also, your criminal record as well, by the way.
I mean, that too, but isn't that a plus here? But anyway, I don't want to play that old hand. I'm just saying, if I get more Aussies to come over to New Zealand, then it's sort of, you know, balancing it out. So now I'm enriching, and you've got that competition going. You know, people can
First class and 50K.
First class and 50K. Come and spend that in New Zealand, where we are culturally very plugged in. Like Jacinda, do you have a little nipper?
Takere mai te ata. Ka awatea te hei Mauriora. Tātou katoa nā iwi o Aotearoa tēnā koutou. Tēnā tātou whakarenuia ana te wiki nei, te wiki o te reo Māori.
See, come over for a cultural experience. In New Zealand, we don't just tolerate each other, we celebrate each other.
What?
So I reckon come over. I live there, Jacinda's there, there's other people that live there.
What was that message? What was the...
No, I don't know.
She
I'm
swore.
still breaking.
She swore during it. She dropped the F-bomb during it.
No, that is Te Reo Maori, and we're trying to get more kids to learn. So you guys can come over and come learn a new language.
That's
How
beautiful.
fun would that be?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Well, good golf courses too, Sam.
Really good golf courses. We've got great wine, and
You got
that's
good
where I record my podcasts every week in my shed, in my slippers and no pants. So, you know, you come over, I'll let you have a look.
Does the shed have plumbing? Is it a proper, like
No.
a flash shed?
No, it's not.
No.
I'm sitting next to the lawnmower.
She's got a hole. There's
Yeah.
a hole in the ground if she needs to go.
Jeez, that was a
No,
lot.
just go, mate. I just go.
Yeah,
I'm
just go.
not fancy.
Hey, is Sam Pang ever going to be on this podcast?
By the way, can I just point out, that was a very long run-up to just a plug for your podcast. You could
Yeah,
have
but
just come
I
in
didn't
straight
want
in.
to sound like a hoe bag, so I thought I'd puff it around. you know, padding, put some padding in it. And then
What's the name of your podcast?
It's called That's Enough Already. Sam's been on it twice.
What?
Really?
Yeah, because it keeps nagging me.
Hard up for guests,
Yeah.
You are right there.
No, he's
Someone drops
nagging.
out.
I've had amazing guests on there, and Sam Pang.
Give me some of the big names that's been on your podcast.
Tan France from Queeroy.
Oh, yeah.
I've had Anastasia. I've had...
I'm out of love, Anastasia.
Yeah,
oh, well done. You did the Masked Singer with her. You just you got to record.
And we connected. What? I did a TV show with you. Here I am today.
This is true.
I've done Sarah Milliken is on this week, and she is funny as hell.
Jimmy Carr?
There's Jimmy Carr, although I haven't released that podcast. I told you he's on, but I haven't...
Sizzle. Nice. It's Sizzle. It's like, look forward to it.
It's coming. Yeah, no, Jimmy Carr's on it. I just recorded him, and so funny, and I made him laugh, that weird laugh that he's got. I made him
You
do
got
that.
it.
I got it.
That's
Got
a
him
badge of honour.
Like 4 or 5 times. That's like getting in. Okay, Sam. So this happens sometimes in a theatre. You tell a joke that's so good. It's called an applause break, and I'll send you some audio of that, and you can play that at your show at the ballet.
No, I'm never going on a podcast again.
Would you like to ask what the time is just one more time, just as to go? Thank you so much for filling in for Sonny. Please come back again and do it again.
I'd love
thank
to.
you.
What is the time? Where can I get a donut?
It's Daniel's Donuts time.
That's got to start hurting soon, by the way. There's going to be more. Thank you, Urzila Carlson.
Thank you.
And also, to our resident football expert.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
Next time we've got an issue, we'll ring you out.
Oh, yeah, you said yes to coming on Brownie's podcast, by the way.
Yes, yeah, no, I'm there. And also, can I have everything out of your wallet?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.